Hello everybody and welcome to another episode. In this episode I want to do two things actually. I want to change the fuel filters, which there are two of, and also the transfer box oil. I have a really cool old manual here that I actually got from Santeri. So this is probably as old as the Land Rover, but in here it says the oil to use is this 90 EP, EP90 I think we have here on the shelf. So that's what we're going to use. If we have a look underneath, I just had a little bit of a clean up under here. No, really, I did. You can see here, this is the transfer case and this is the drain plug, and I'm guessing this is the fill plug. So I just looked in that book and it said there's 2.5 litres capacity. So in order to get this plug out, I just quickly made a special tool. Okay, so I've had the engine running now for a little while, maybe 10-15 minutes, so it should be nicely warmed up. This is the special tool that I made, so that should fit in that sump plug, hopefully. And I'm going to be using this ATW90. It says on the back, I think this is the Penrite equivalent to the EP90, because it says here may also be used where SAE90 is specified. And if we look in the menu, it says, where is it, SAE90 there. So that's what I'm going to use. Okay, hopefully you can see that from there. So we put this in the slot and hopefully, oh, it's not even tight, look. I barely put any pressure on there. It's actually not that warm, but probably didn't run it for long enough. But if this is as bad as the oil in the air cleaner, that was a bit of an indication of how well maintained this probably has been. Yeah man, that's really dirty. Okay, it's a good job we changed this. I think I'm going to have to do the gearbox oil as well. Maybe not today, but in the near future. And I think it takes the same oil as this. I'm not sure on the quantity though. Okay, I'll just let that drain for a little while, and maybe I'll start with the fuel filters. Okay, because that transfer box oil was so dirty, I've decided to do the gearbox at the same time. It makes sense. I'll do the fuel filters another time. So I just had another quick look in the manual, and on this page it says main gearbox, 1.5 litres, 2.5 pints Imperial or 3 pints US. And on the next page it's the same oil as the transfer box. So as you can see, it's stopped draining. I'll just make sure, get any other shit out the bottom there. Yeah, I can just sneak my finger up there and get some of the nasty stuff out. There we go. Okay, always good practice to put a new copper washer on here, and like I've used before, I always use this pipe sealant from Wirth. Just a little dab, it doesn't hurt, does it? Maybe my Land Rover won't leak like they should. So let's pop that back in. Special tool makes life a lot easier. You can clearly see that whoever has been maintaining this have not had the correct special tool, because it's a bit chewed up. Right, so to the left of the drainage plug you have this here that I just undid with a adjustable, and I'll just give that a little clean up. And one of the reasons I went for the Penrite, we had also Castrol on the shelf, and it's because they have these handy bottles where you pour that out, so it's really easy to put the oil in. So 2.5 litres for the transfer case. Look how easy is that. How easy is that? So I would assume that when you get to your 2.5 litres it will probably start dripping out the side of this hole here. Okay, so that's really weird. Look, one is green, one is blue, and they are both Penrite gear oil ATW90 premium mineral. So why is one blue and one green? That's so weird. Okay, there we go. There we go. So I haven't put 2.5, I've put 2.3 litres in, and I better get that plug in before I lose it all. Maybe because I'm parked not exactly flat, but it's not that uneven. There we go. So I just nip that up with an adjustable, and that's done. It's so easy on this Land Rover that I don't have to jack the car up, I don't have to use a lift. Done. Okay, let's do the gearbox oil, shall we? Right, underneath here, this is your transfer case, and then obviously in front of that is your gearbox, and here is the drain plug for the gearbox, and up here, if you can see, is the filler, which isn't that easy to get to. I don't think I'm going to get those bottles in, but we'll sort something out. Okay, so I'm just going to open this. No fancy tools, just a adjustable I'll use for this, and it did say only 1.5 litres, so let's see. God damn, that's tight. Okay, that was super tight, and I don't really like adjustables at the best of times because they can flex, but I thought it wouldn't be that tight. But I have gone and got a socket. This is 13/16, so hopefully I can get this off. Did that just pop? Yeah, there we go. Right then. Let's try not to get it on the camera, shall we? And let's see how dirty it is. Oh yeah, it's really dirty. Okay, same as like the transfer box. I cleaned this out. There was a bit of poo in the bottom there. New copper washer, a little bit of sealant, and this can go back in. Okay, so because the gearbox is quite difficult to get to the fill hole by using this method, we have this really large syringe here for filling gearboxes and whatever you need to. So I'm basically just going to fill this with 1.5 litres and then pump it in. It's actually good to bear in mind that you can take the middle seat out and take this cover off for access, but it doesn't really help us in this case But I'm going to clean this up as well. But yeah, you can't get to the gearbox filler from here, and it wouldn't have really helped fill in the transfer box. So you can see here I've hooked up this big syringe, and the filler, I've just managed to sneak it in there. It's a bit tricky because the exhaust is kind of in the way, but it's hard to get the camera in there to show you, but well, you can see there. So let's put 1.5 litres in, and that's done. Okay, you can see that it's dripping out there, so it's reached its fill level. I got the plug, 1/2 inch spanner, little bit of sealant on there, and let's get it tight. Okay, so I thought while I'm at it, I might as well change both the diff oils as well. So this is the front one, looking from the front to the back. So I have this fill plug here, so I'm going to crack that open first just to make sure it undoes, because if I drain the oil and then I can't get this undone, I can't drive the car. So I'm just going to make sure that comes undone, and then the drain plug is the same arrangement as the transfer case, so I'm going to use my special tool. Easy peasy. Right, so this is a 9/16 on here. Let's see how. I think I need 2 hands for this. Okay, so it wasn't too bad. I just went and got this bigger adjustable, and then yes, you can see it come off quite nicely. Oh, it's coming off quite nicely. Just clean out any, yeah, look, this is full of dirt, so I'll just give that a quick clean out with a small flat screwdriver. And maybe this is, does it fit? Oh, it does, yeah. So just give it a little tap. Why is that so loose then? I think somebody has previously opened this. No, it's loose. It's actually loose, look. So that's probably why it's been leaking. I just hope that there's some left in there. Crazy. So here we go. Okay, that's pretty dirty. Not that much. Oh yeah, there's a bit of sludge in the bottom there. Okay, I'll let that drain. Yeah. So that's nearly all drained out, look. And it's the same procedure as the gearbox and the transfer case. New copper washer, a bit of the old pipe sealant on there, and it's actually the same oil as the gearbox and the transfer case that goes in the diffs. Okay, there we are, all tightened up, all cleaned up. I actually put, I think it was just over 1.5, 1.6 I think. So let's go and have a look at the back one, shall we? Okay, so the back one is actually completely different. It has this square fill plug. I do have the special tool to fit that, so I'll go and get that. I think otherwise you can actually use like an extension bar from a probably 1/2 inch socket, I would think, you know, an extension bar. Put that in there, that'll probably fit in there okay, if you don't have the special tool. And the drain plug is also a square one. Don't know why this is completely different. Maybe this rear end is not from this car, I don't know. So this is the set that we have here at work, so I'm guessing it might be that one or that one. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's the 14 that goes in there. Or does it? Maybe it's the 13. Okay, it's the 13 that goes in there. Yeah, I just thought I would demonstrate. I just got my ratchet here, 1/2 inch ratchet, and that actually fits in there perfect, so you don't need the special tool for this, and I'm just going to use this because it's easier. Okay, I just had to show you this. This is the worst one of all. I don't know if you can see that colour, but it's like a chocolate brown. So I don't know if water has got in there. Yeah, you can see there, look. And you can see how thin it is, so I don't know if water has managed to get its way in there, I don't know. But this was definitely the worst out of all of them, so I'm really happy to be changing all these oils. Okay, so this was more like 2.5 litres in this rear end, I think. So yeah, just bear that in mind. So there we have it, that's enough for this video. It all went pretty straightforward and quite easy. Just had to make that special tool that was quite necessary really, but if you don't have that, you can use just a really big screwdriver. And also with the big syringe that I used, I could have used just a piece of hose on the end of the bottle, so there's always a way around that as well. It just made life a lot easier with that big syringe. But yeah, that's done. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe. Please leave a comment if there's something you're unsure about or I've missed out, or something I've done wrong if you feel I have. Love to hear from you. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.